Welcome to Athletics Avenue, everybody. I'm Dylan Quinn, joined here with my co-hosts Nayar Gomez and Jason Slusher, and we have a lot to break down today. And how we doing, guys?
Good, good. How about you guys?
Good, good.
Good, good. All right, so the final Bay Bridge series just took place between the A's and the Giants. You want to talk us through how that went, Nayar?
Yeah, man, it was a good game, but the last game kind of tough. Diaz gave up that 3 runs in the 10th, but it was a really good, exciting game. I wish I was there, but sad to see that would be the last one.
Yeah, really sad, but yeah. So the A's just passed the Angels in the standings in the AL West. They're moving up to fourth place now for the first time since like June, I think, or like since the beginning of the year. So really exciting for that. Um, and now they're taking on the Rays. A nice win 2 days ago, and then yesterday lost 1-0. And it's tough to win if you can't score. So they learned that the hard way yesterday. Um,
Yeah.
so, Nayar, do you want to, or Jason, you guys want to talk us through Nick Kurtz and his
I think,
position in Double A?
He's been killing it in single A in those 7 games he played, 25 at bats. And in those 25 at bats, he's had 24 total bases, which for a first round rookie in single A to start off his first 7 games, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
400 average, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. That's in 7 games. You know, he already has a double and triple and a double and double A, I should say, and another 3 bases. So I'm excited to see where he goes in Double A, but it's looking really promising right now.
Yeah, for sure.
uh, yeah, I think he's a pretty advanced hitter. I think he's someone who could be in the bigs by this year, but you don't want to rush him, make that big mistake. But he's pretty advanced and everything. But I think he's taking Jacob Wisdom, bro, pretty much.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they try to fast track him, whether he gets to AAA this year, maybe even the big leagues. I don't know. I mean, if he's going at this rate, you never know, really. Um, who's your favorite guy in the minor leagues right now that we just added like to the single A roster or Lansing? Nayar.
I like right now Joshua. Joshua's hitting pretty good. He's like
Yeah, yeah.
giving me that vibes like D Gordon, Billy Hamilton slash Jacob Wilson slash three type of three players to give me that vibe. You
Hmm.
know, because right now in the 7 games he's seeing like 452 with the OPS of 541. I think he's someone could track pretty fast too. He could be at the big leagues by next year too, probably depending how he does.
Yeah. Tommy White is off to some struggles right now. He's batting just 167, which is rough, but
Yeah.
he's hitting the ball hard. I know he's having some good at-bats down there. Rodney Green is also down there. Cameron Leary, the 10th round pick, is also playing with Stockton. And then Davis Diaz just got promoted to Stockton just the other day and actually was the catcher. And I know apparently he had a rough time. And he didn't
Yeah.
really catch at all in college with Vandy or in the summer league. So it's interesting to see them put him behind the plate. And he did have 2 hits yesterday, an RBI and 2 runs scored. So still a pretty good day for Davis Diaz. Um, and then
I,
going to Lansing, I know you had something to say about Jared Dickey. He's been doing really well as well. Him and
Oh
our
yeah,
Alaska.
Jared Dick looks pretty fun player. I like him a lot. He's hitting like 270 with OPS at 352. He hit his first home run last night. It was pretty exciting. He doesn't really strike out neither, and he gets on base a lot. That's like an ace type player right there. That's what the
Yeah.
A's looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
think
do,
I think he's pretty underrated prospect going
Yeah, for
forward.
sure.
Someone to keep an eye on.
Hmm.
I do want to back up to Tommy White though, because
Yeah.
I don't know if you see, but he only has 6 strikeouts and 36 at bats.
Yeah.
I know it seems like a lot, but like it's in those other 30 bats, he's putting the ball in play, which is a good thing. You need to put the ball out there. It's giving me kind of Colt Keith at the beginning of the year vibes. He was getting a lot of good at bats. He was putting them all in play, but he just was very unlucky with his outcomes.
Yeah, for sure. Got to put the ball in play. Good things happen. And yeah, Jared Dickey, I mean, he's been almost unstoppable in a single A. He's batting 270 with 775, but it seems like every day he's getting extra base hits. He is
Yep.
helping the Lugnuts win games in High A, which is really impressive, and that top of that order is doing really, really well there. So I wonder when we'll see Dickey get the call up to maybe Midland soon. 10 bombs there too, by the way. Didn't really even
He,
realize that.
yeah, he hit the first home run yesterday. That's his first.
Yeah. So moving forward to Midland, when do you guys think that Nick Kurtz is getting called up to AAA or the big leagues? What do you think is his timeline if he continues to play like this?
I say you leave him in the minors till at least next year.
Yeah,
I don't want you don't want to rush him too much, and if he shows that in spring training next year, bring him on up. But
yeah,
if he does, you don't want to rush him, but you got a pretty great player on your roster in your minor league system right here, and he's going to make a difference soon.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might go to AAA Vegas by the end of the week, by the last week of Vegas games. But I'll call him up by during the deadline next year. Cause we don't want to rush him. No, like Togerson struggling. Who else? Vaughn is be struggling. Sean Will's struggling too, kind of. So we don't want them. You don't want him to have the same problem like them.
Yeah,
Cause those first base was good hitters, power, but right now they're not showing that because they've been too rushed. So we don't want the same thing to do.
hmm
It's tough when their confidence gets dwindled like that when they start to fail in the majors after they've been in such a great time in the
yeah,
minors. And it's kind of like the Spencer Torkelson thing. He did great in the minors and he came up and he had a really great year, but then he was down in the dumps and couldn't get anything going. But
yeah. I was actually worried with Nick Kurtz last night. I was worried. I was like, he's jumping all the way from low A to double A. I wonder if that has anything to do with his confidence, if he can't like get it together. But I mean, right on that first night, multi-hit night, which is really impressive. So, that's a good start. And hopefully he keeps that going because, I'd like to see him up, next year, if that's possible, get him triple A maybe soon. I don't know. And
Yep.
speaking of AAA, Jacob Wilson, he's making his rehab assignment. Last night he did go 0 for 3 and got pinch hit for at following. But I think it's gonna be big to have his back in the lineup. Maybe move Shu over to third. And then your infield is really complete there. Geloff, he has his ups and downs, but I think this infield can be really good when healthy. And how about at first base, Ryan Noda in AAA? He just won some award in AAA and he's putting together a really good resume down there right now. What do you guys think about Ryan Noda?
I don't know. In our later segment for September call-ups, you're going to hear me talk about him a little bit.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I like him. I've liked him for a while. So
yeah, for sure. All right, so heading down the trade deadline guys that we received Cade Morris, Jared Dickey, Mason Barnett, and Will Klein. Just a quick thing on Will Klein. He was sent down to AAA Las Vegas to make space for Grant Holman, who's been doing better back up in the big leagues. And it's actually funny, Grant Holman made his major league debut with the A's just a bunch of year. It was 2013. He threw a no-hitter on August 17th and got called up on August 18th, I believe, of
Yep.
this year. So it's really cool to see him after that no-hitter in the Little League World Series to get called up to the big leagues with the A's after a very impressive run with the Aviators. What are you guys' thoughts on the guys that we got in the trade deadline?
I was liking the stuff that I saw from Cade Morris.
Yeah,
He looked like he was doing pretty well, and just seeing how he's performed after we got him in Lansing, and it's not the same. You shouldn't be, I don't know, four starts, in 21 innings. I guess that's all right, but
yeah,
he has a 8.14 ERA, 4 losses. He looked a lot better before the deadline.
yeah,
I mean, he was sick, 4-6, but his ERA was down there at the 3.5, and that's kind of where you need a guy like that. I guess he is a reliever, so I
yeah.
mean, but 8 is still pretty high.
Yeah, nobody's going to be happy with that. And obviously, we talked a little bit about Jared Dickey already. He's done a really good job of Lansing, maybe promotion to Double A at some point. I don't know how that would fit in the Midland roster, but I'm sure they'll make space. And then Mason Barnett, Nayar, do you want to talk to us a little bit about Mason Barnett? He's putting together a really good
Oh
season
yeah.
with the Midland Rockhounds.
His 3 stars so far, he got like 1 ERA, 3 walks, and 21 strikeouts and 16 innings. He's
Mhm.
been amazing so far. He be working a lot. He's doing the good work. No, his slider's kind of nasty too, and then his fastball mid 55s too. And I think his son could be called up to Vegas coming this weekend.
Yeah, I think so too. I really do
Yeah.
see him. How old is he? Is he 24?
It's 24 to 23 around that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I could see him, and he's doing a really good job. I could see him moving up to Vegas very soon. Another one, Blake Beers, not a deadline guy. Just I think he's 26, and with
Yep.
the Rock Hounds, and he's doing a very good job too. I think his next start should be in Vegas, Vegas,
Yeah.
Houston pitching, and I think that he should be the guy that's making his next start in Vegas. And then finally, Will Klein. Um, not the greatest start with the A's, but sent down to the Aviators, like I said, to make room for Grant Holman. What do we think about Will Klein for the future with the A's?
Well, I think it'd be pretty good still. No, he got
Yeah.
some pretty out of the walks issues. Get more strikeouts, a little bit more strikeouts. He got nasty stuff. He'll throw like 100
Yeah.
around that. But I think he's gonna be at least Earthstrike level, a little bit better. But we will see how he does in Vegas. He haven't started yet in Vegas. He haven't pitched yet in Vegas, but hopefully he pitches soon.
Yeah, I hope he just gets his stuff together. I think that he
Yeah.
has the stuff. He just needs to put it all together. And I think it's a good thing to do at AAA right now. Because the A's bullpen is actually pretty good right now. So there's not a lot of space for him to just try to. So it really makes sense how the bullpen is constructed right now. And get ready in AAA, and then we'll call him back up when there's space. I think that's really
Yeah.
smart. And other news about call-ups, JT Ginn, it kind of surprised me when I saw this, but JT Ginn was called up by the A's just yesterday, and he was from the Chris Bassett trade. Do you guys have anything on JT Ginn?
Not a big fan of him. That's all.
Really?
Not a big fan of him. His ERA is a little rocky. He does pretty well in the not giving up too many home runs. He's not a big power hitter or pitcher that gives up a lot of power.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm just worried about the ERA there. You can't give up an average of 300 to batters and expect to not give up a lot of runs. It just in AAA this year he's given up says 46 runs here, earned
Mhm.
runs. In 72 innings. You can't do that. That's not good pitching right there.
The only defense to be made is that he is pitching in the Las Vegas ballpark, which is notoriously very power friendly, very hitter friendly there.
Yep.
But and all the ERAs. I mean, you look at the Aviators bullpen, and they're everyone there. You see the ERAs are all inflated. So I think really when you're David Force or Mark Kotze, when you're looking at the Vegas Aviators ERAs, you just got to be thinking like, it's tough seeing that. Who has the best stuff? Who can we bring up? And who's going to bring us the best stuff in the Oakland? Because it's tough to look
Yeah.
at is there. I mean, he did play some in Double A this year, and he had a 4.15 ERA. But yeah, it was very surprising to me to see that
Yeah.
they called him up. And I believe he was
Yeah.
Rule 5 eligible after
Yeah.
this year. So that probably had some say in that. So it'll be interesting to see. Mark Kotze says that he will provide some length out of the bullpen, so kind of like Ross Stripling. So I think the A's bullpen is very structured well right now. You got a few lefties in there. You got Scott Alexander, McFarland. You got some long relief guys, and then you have your late inning guys. I really love Mikael Otanez and Tyler Ferguson in the late innings, and obviously Mason Miller. So I do really like the bullpen right now. And like I said, Will Klein, he's going to be good in the future. You just got to give him some time, and he'll come back up, and he'll be fine. So the bullpen, I think, is pretty strong right now, and I think it has a nice future there too. And then it's just about getting everything together. The rotation has been good. Joey Estes had an amazing start yesterday. Who was it the day before that had an amazing start? Was that Sears or no?
Pierce.
Yeah, Sears. Sears had a good start. And yeah, it just seems like every day the starters are putting together good starts.
Yeah.
And you get the offense going how it was. Brent Rooker, obviously, great bat. And Duhar, he can get on base, work on that. Blade has some power. Shea has some
Yeah.
power. Good lineup. The team is looking really good right now. There's no it's not surprising to me that the A's have such a good record in the second half right now, and things are only going to get better from here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna head over to the September call-ups part. What are you guys thinking? So we're gonna have two extra active roster spots come September 1st. So it's only about 10 days away. What are we thinking about who we're gonna call up in September?
I'm thinking Ryan Noda. Like I said earlier,
Mhm.
I mentioned his name again, and the only thing that concerns me is it's either strikeout or hit for him pretty much.
Yeah.
Minors, he has 111 strikeouts in 296 at bats, which I mean, when you have a 233 batting average, it's kind of what you expect. But the 20 homers there, that's big power. I mean,
Hmm.
only 50 RBIs, but that's 85 games. So I expect him to do something up in the majors. He'll get a little bit of a boost, and I think everyone will be pretty happy with him coming up.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
another option, and to do what I'm about to say, you would have to free up a 40-man spot, but I like Jordan Diaz a lot and Cole
yeah, yeah.
Thomas. I do like them a lot. I think that they can hit really well. And, we could use an extra infielder, I guess, for some depth, or our outfield's kind of loaded right now. So I don't know about Colby Thomas. I don't know if he'll get a chance. Maybe someone goes down in the outfield,
Yeah,
maybe then you have him. What were you thinking, Nayar?
yeah, I think about they could be caught up. But no, I kind of want Max Muncy to be caught up, be
Yeah.
up there.
Yes.
Then we gotta get a picture up there too. I mean, Ryan Kuslik. I don't know who else. Just a couple pictures that can be caught up too.
Yeah, and Cusick, he was the Matt Olson trade, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Matt Olson trade. So it would be nice to see him come up too. Another one that I really like is Nick Allen. I mean, he just seems like
Yeah.
every day with AAA, he's getting lots of hits. So I feel like it's only a matter of time before he gets another go in the big leagues. Um,
Yeah.
but again, space is an issue, with Schumann playing really well,
Yeah.
Wilson on the verge of return, Max Muncy playing really well in the minors.
Yeah.
Um, and the A's just seem to not give up on Zach Geloff. It seems like Geloff's in the
Yeah.
lineup still every day. They're trying to let him figure it out, which is fine. But it's definitely an interesting approach.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Sagara should be sent down a little bit, but I don't know what they're really thinking, what they can figure it out, stuff like that. I want him to get a boost a little back. Like be like Lawrence Butler, Seth Brown, both got sent down. After they called it back up, they're starting to do a little better.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think this is the same thing to him.
Yeah, I think at least Seth Brown's been getting like a big amount of playing time at first
Yeah,
base. I think that you could call up Jordan Diaz or Noda to play a little bit of first base maybe. The only thing that concerns me, I don't really know where you're going to put Jordan Diaz because his
yeah,
defense has never really been great. We've seen him at third base, not
yeah,
great. Second base, all right. So I don't know if you put him at first base some and have him
yeah.
platoon with Seth Brown and
Seth
see
Brown.
Noda then if he comes up. So I think they'll probably go with one of Ryan Noda and Jordan Diaz. And then maybe like a Nick Allen or Colby Thomas.
Yeah,
If you
Yeah,
if you do that, then you send down like Daryl Hernandez
that's
and
true. That's true.
Tyler Nevin or someone like that, to get those two infield spots open. Even though Nevin can play, the outfield if absolutely necessary. But what about like Daz Cameron being sent down? Because obviously you're getting Jacob Wilson back, and you
Yeah.
got to send somebody down.
Yeah.
But I think it's Darrell Hernandez. I don't know how to say his name, but
Yeah.
uh, it's either him or it's Daz Cameron going down for Wilson for sure. But then, do you lose Nevin too if you bring up like
Be like Muncie or something. Yeah.
yeah, if you bring up
Um,
Muncy or something or Nick Allen, and then you bring up those other two guys. Uh, but what about your pitching? Do you bring up a pitcher maybe in September?
yeah. Gunnar Hoglund has put together some good starts. I don't know if they're looking for another like starter. I
yeah.
think we said Pedro Santos too, Nayar.
Paris Santos, yeah, Paris
Yeah.
Santos.
Did you have any other pitchers you think they could get called up?
This I remember I had some who was Carlos Santos. I know Kissick he got up
Cusick,
a
yeah,
wild
Trey
card,
Cusick.
really, really wild card. Burnett, he's like a big wild card.
Yeah, yeah. And
Maybe,
Austin Pruitt can get called up too.
yeah, yeah. Is he going to Vegas? Where is Pruitt? We just signed Pruitt to a minor league
Yeah,
contract yesterday.
Vegas. He going to Vegas.
Going to Vegas? Okay.
Yeah,
maybe even Brady Basso. You
Brady
know,
Basso, yeah, I like that. He's on the 40.
Basso, yeah.
He only pitched 3 innings and he had 3 strikeouts. So I mean, you got to give him a little bit of a break there. Only
Yeah.
2 innings in 3 innings in 3 games. It was just one bad game. It looks like too. It was just 2 innings. He just lost it. So I don't know. I
Mhm.
think it could be a name you might hear in the next couple of weeks.
Or how about Hogan Harris? I mean, he's the holder of a 2.98 ERA when he was in the big leagues. I don't know what he's still doing in the minor leagues. And he could
Yeah.
probably provide some length out of the bullpen as a lefty, or maybe fit him in the rotation somewhere, maybe do a 6-man rotation. I don't know if they'd want to do something like that. But I think Hogan Harris deserves another chance. I don't even know why they're still
Well,
keeping him in the minor leagues.
Well, the other
yeah.
thought is that you're so far out of a wild card spot. What's the point in bringing up these guys? That I mean, obviously they perform well, but there's no fight. They just know they're not making the playoffs. They're fighting for their job is pretty much all they're going to be doing. Which it's a
Yeah.
bit still, but it it just makes it tough when you're not really competing for much other than your job.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I mean they're in fourth place right now in the division. Third place is, maybe, but like, yeah, I mean the wild card spot, they're just way too far out of the wild card. There's no shot at that. So it's really the division or bust, and that's just not going to happen. I mean, they got Houston and Seattle in front of them. I don't see it. So yeah, they're really just competing for, their jobs. Um, so yeah, what's your final September call up? Each of us will go through final 2 spots. Who's it going to? We'll start with Nayar.
I would say Austin Pruitt and Max Muncy.
That's interesting. So you got to open up 2 40-man spots though too. So that's
Yep.
difficult with that.
Yeah,
Uh,
Since Cameron's out of options, he can get the UFA. And then
really?
I don't know who else could be gone from the 40 man. We can do I'm not sure they would have gone to the 60 IO yet, or what's the name? Medilla.
Oh, that's true.
What?
That's true.
Yeah,
Or Ruiz too. I feel like
what
if
do
you,
you still? Yeah,
yeah. Okay, I could see that. Um, for me, I'm gonna go. I think Ryan Noda and Jordan Diaz. And I'm gonna transfer Ruiz to the 60-day injured list. I'm gonna go Noda and Jordan Diaz.
I got to go Basso and Noda. I completely agree with you on Noda. I mean Diaz too, but I think they just have to add a pitcher too.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I think is that all we have today? Is there
It
anything
looks
else?
like it. I don't know.
All right. Well, that's all we have today, folks. It's been Athletics Avenue, and we'll see you next time, Ace fans.
Yeah.